Good afternoon, and thank you for attending the webinar. I would like to spend the next 10 minutes to not only discuss the emerging trends in laboratory informatics, but also to look at the purchasing consideration that you should be aware of when you evaluate the different options in correlation to these emerging trends. So let me start out by introducing STARLIMS and who we are. We are a software company with over 25 years of experience in the LIMS arena. We have a successful track record deploying our STARLIMS LIMS software to over 1,000 labs in 40+ countries. We really strive to serve our customers better and continually listening to our customers and developing solutions which will enable them to succeed in their business. We are very focused on how we can offer solutions to our customers that enable them to create smarter labs. How can we take the latest cutting-edge technology and bring it to our customer in a way that enables them to increase efficiency, improve productivity, and lower cost. And we tailor the innovation to the needs of our customer, whether it's the industry or geography, through professional services consultants or domain experts in their respective industries. We are a global enterprise with operation around the world, which gives us the keen ability to tailor our solution to the needs of our customers on a local level. We have direct sales, professional services, and support in countries around the world, including US, Canada, and the list is on the screen. And we also have a partner network which allow us to extend our reach around the world. At STARLIMS, we offer a portfolio of software solutions for laboratories which are seamlessly integrated through our unified platform. Our key offering is a scalable, completely web-based LIMS. We also offer our STARLIMS SDMS, which is a powerful scientific data management and instrument integration system seamlessly integrated with STARLIMS. Our ELM product offers a centralized electronic laboratory notebook to manage both structured and unstructured data in Excel-like flexible canvas. And this year we launched our cloud offering, which allow our customers to utilize STARLIMS to securely host their LIMS in the cloud and purchase LIMS on a subscription basis. Our mobility offering allow you to run apps on your smartphone and tablet. And finally, our advanced analytics product enable you to transform your data into actionable insights. Now, I'm telling you this because in the LIMS industry, we find that LIMS customers often spend more money on creating integration between different products than in actually paying for licenses. So we find that STARLIMS customers benefit greatly from a single unified platform that provides seamless integration versus trying to integrate point solutions for multiple vendors. Now, let's spend a few minutes talking about the LIMS business in general. When our customers approach us to purchase LIMS, they are typically looking for a few things as seen on the screen. But since the other vendors talked in length about these needs, I will move on and to the topic of emerging trends. Those of you who have been in the industry quite a while will remember the general trends over the years from DOS Windows through web-based LIMS system, and recently we started to see some new trends that take hold, and these are trends that are happening in the larger technology space for quite several years, and now are taking hold in the LIMS market. So the key is really to figure out how to adapt these trends in a way that makes sense for the LIMS customer, and let me briefly touch on them at this point. So first, customers are interested in exploring a secure cloud-hosted service. The cloud product provides LIMS solution for a monthly subscription fee and frees customers from having to worry about the IT setup, including setting up server, installing and maintaining the patches, and so forth. So all of these are handled by the vendor. Second, customers are very interested in leveraging mobile products such as the smartphone and tablets for LIMS. And finally, the customers are interested in analyzing the big data. Our laboratories collect lots and lots of data about batches, samples, results, scientific data, etc. But Also data about lab operations, efficiency, and things of that sort. So if we could analyze this type of data, we may be able to identify and correct the problem faster and leverage areas of opportunity. And we will spend the remainder of the presentation focused on mobility and big data analysis. So we are on the verge of incredible mobile revolution that will reshape the business as we know it today. Now, if you think about it, it's really hard to imagine our businesses before email and the internet. In just a few short years, it will be hard to imagine our businesses before the advent of mobile technology. Now, a key consideration then is how to leverage the mobile revolution in a way that makes sense for laboratories. So we've seen customers use tablets and smartphones differently than desktop and laptops. LIMS screens built for a laptop and desktop need to be adapted for touch-centric use, and app should justify themselves as a mobile apps and use the mobile capabilities, and the user experience is expected to be extremely high. So it's not enough to hear that the vendor solution can work on mobile device. What you want to make sure is that the desktop screen of the vendors are not simply replicated on mobile devices. Now, we believe mobile will transform not just the way things are done today, but also enable new ways of working that are currently not available now. So here are a few examples. When laboratory technicians are out in the field collecting samples, they no longer have to wait until they get back to the office and then enter or track data. Now they can use smartphones or tablets to enter sample data or field observation, confirm their location using GPS, and take picture of the sample site. Warehouse personnel can easily identify inventory. They can change inventory location and quantity by just using their device barcode, using the camera as a scanner to do that. Think about laboratory managers that can check lab KPI or release urgent samples while of the lab. You as a lab manager, you go in a meeting, you want to bring the facts with you. You want to be able to take a mobile device and bring the facts with you. Clinicians can now really gather data bedside and see authorized results in real time. So then, what are some of the things you might want to consider as you look at LIMS and specifically in mobile capabilities? Okay, so does the solution that is provided by the vendor has a touch-friendly control that you can operate similar to how you would operate other apps or smartphone? Do you want to consider whether the solution provides offline capabilities? Not always. You're going to have Wi-Fi and Internet connection. You want to consider whether it's easy to customize or build new apps that meet your needs. Is the process of building this is very expensive? Do you need to build it and maintain it for multiple platforms? Security. Can I have control over which devices run my mobile apps? Okay, or I just run a browser and access a web app that I don't have control over. So all of these elements you need to consider. Now let's discuss the other big trend, big data. So we're living in a time that it's easy to consume more and more data, and we end up with mountains of data. But are we really effectively leveraging our laboratory data in decision making? No matter what you do, what you are, what industry you're in, what role you are in, we all have to make some kind of decision. And some decisions or opportunities are not as obvious as others, and different roles are interested in different things. So on the surface, you may see an issue, such as, let's say, spikes in turnaround time, but it's not enough to know that the spikes are happening, but you need to determine why the spikes are happening. So how would you approach solving this kind of issue? So when you think about it, we all have a pattern of thinking through a subject or issue. So imagine the decision-making process in your mind as you consider the issue of spikes in your turnaround time. So when you see an issue with turnaround time in your mind, you're already going through what causes might be. We can look at this as a hierarchy. So you might consider that this is caused by some test or product side. You may be concerned about whether this issue affects your top customers or what the top regions affected by these issues. On the instrument side, perhaps you would like to understand whether an instrument has been overutilized or if an instrument has been out of service. Maybe you can use it to justify new instrument acquisition. Perhaps on the people side, you would like to dig in and understand things such as whether the technicians are trained or certified or whether they have too much workload on their plate. Is there any correlation between the volume of sample and the turnaround time? Also, maybe you can justify additional headcount using this type of technology. So you might normally gather this information by talking to managers, to your colleagues, and manually collect this information as part of your hierarchy of decision that you are making in your mind. But imagine that you could not only learn of a problem, but quickly find out what is causing it and start formulating the solution. You could even see or use what-if scenarios to identify optimal solution. And this is what advanced analytics is all about. Analyzing laboratory data, drilling through data, and finding new insights. So let me take you through an example that illustrates my point over the next couple of slides. So when you look at this screen, what you see here, KPI, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with the KPI dashboard, but in this dashboard, we see the key metrics to assess how the lab is doing. And depending on your lab, you may be interested to see your current backlog, your current workload, your turnaround time metrics, but this is not the typical of static dashboard that you may be familiar with. Now, I'm going to zoom in the turnaround time to see this. And in this case, as you can look at the turnaround time over the time, very quickly you can see how your turnaround time looks. The green represents the number of met turnaround time. The red represents the number of missed turnaround time. And notice that the green dash best line fit is going up while the dash red line is getting smaller. And this is a good sign over time. If you look closely, you will see that around April, there was a significant spike in the missed turnaround time, and it would be very interesting to understand what is the reason for it, not just to see that it happened, but quickly determine the root cause. So what we do on the system, we draw a box around this particular area, which allow us to drill down into the underlying factors that are causing the spike that we see. And when we do that, the drill down will navigate us to the turnaround time, another dashboard for the exact period where we drew the box. So we see the breakdown by team, we see the breakdown by equipment, by test name, and here you could see whether there is any correlation between them with the ability to filter and drill down on the fly. So this type of technology can very quickly help you to determine not just that you have a problem, but also to find out what is causing the issue and start formulating a solution. Now, these dashboards are just some example of what can be done with powerful visualization and with the ability to drill down into your data. With this type of technology, you can actually see and understand your data and gain new insights into your laboratories. So as you explore this type of technology of big data analysis in your lab, I have provided you some of the purchasing consideration for that. So as you can see, I'm running out of time here, so I'll make it short. This is a very exciting time to be in the laboratory informatics space. What I discussed today are just two key emerging trends, mobility and big data analysis. We at STARLIMS would love to talk to you about your business needs and how we may be able to assist you. You can contact us at the email on the screen and we'll get back to you very quickly. Thank you for your time.